Zero-day exploits are flaws in software, whether it's an app or a website or even an operating system, that allow hackers to exploit that software and get access to things they otherwise wouldn't be able to. It's called a zero day because the software creator, whether it's a big publisher like Apple or Amazon or Google, or even a small indie app developer, has 0 days to respond once this flaw is exposed. So we are talking with a hacker who has a lot of experience hacking and cracking not just iPhones, but all kinds of other software. He goes by the name Scorpion Ghost. So let's start right there. Who are you, and why don't we know your name?
That's for my privacy issues. You don't know my name or my face, but I used to do black hat hacking, and I used to be part of Anonymous. So I did a lot of, black hat hacking. Hacked a lot of government sites, servers, you name it. So I would like to keep myself anonymous for that purpose.
So when you say black hat hacking, within the InfoSec community, that is jargon that a lot of people know. But if you're not within InfoSec, it probably doesn't mean a lot. But people have heard of Anonymous. So what does black hat mean? And when you say you did black hat hacking with Anonymous, what did you do?
Okay, black hat hacking, first off, is like when you do unauthorized hacking. There's white hat hacking, there's gray hat hacking, and there's black hat hacking. White hat hacking is basically you're authorized to do those jobs. For example, it might be pen testing, bug bounty, or any of those things. And that's white hat. And gray hat is somewhere in the middle. It's like good guys being the white hats, gray hats are just somewhere in the middle. They do both from time to time. Black hat hacking, the one I used to do, is basically I hack and crack without getting permission from the owner. That's more of like what the bad guys do. That's basically the idea.
Okay, so this iPhone 0 day, explain what the flaw was and how were hackers able to attack iPhones?
Okay, this iPhone 0 day that was discovered by Zecops, it's basically, they found two exploits. One was an out of bound write exploit, and the other one was an overflow exploit. So both can be triggered remotely, and both are 0 clicks. That's the scary part. Both are 0 clicks. They require 0 interaction from the user. They just exploit your device, and this is done over an email. It's sent over an email. The payload is sent over an email, and it's usually a large amount of. The size is usually big, and the part you receive might not be that big. I mean, there are ways to like modify a file so it can like consume a lot of memory. The idea of the bug is it's so it can consume a lot of memory. That's the idea, and it's like most of these exploits we see these days on iPhone, they basically like they attack the system processing part. Like they're too detailed to that point. That's it.
So I, as an iPhone user, don't have to do anything wrong, but I could still be victim to this 0 day attack. Is that right?
Yes. Attackers can even delete the emails after a successful exploit. Attackers can delete their emails. That's the scary part. I mean, like once you're exploited, the attacker can delete the emails, so you don't know what's wrong. You don't receive anything suspicious, and basically his exploit will be running.
Is there anything I can do as an iPhone user to protect myself from a hack like this?
To be honest, as I said, 0 days. This is why they're most valuable and most feared at the same time. It's like you don't know you're exploited, but the good part in this case is Jacops told us that it's the mail app. So basically, for the current time, iPhone only released a patch on beta. I'm guessing at the time of recording, I guess, and all you can do is at this time not use the mail app, disable if possible. I'm not an iPhone user personally, so I don't know how to do that. but disable it if possible and use other possible, form of email.
So Apple has doubled down on security, encryption, and privacy. They responded to this zero-day attack and said that they looked into it and that the exploit wasn't as bad as the publisher said it was. What do you make of Apple's response to this?
Okay, I mean, like the one thing that makes this thing, what Apple is saying feasible, is that it's for the exploit to fully work, it needs to know like an ASLR. Basically, what an ASLR is, address space layout randomization. So what this does is it just randomizes the memory's address. So when it does that, it's pretty much hard. It's not dynamic. You can't. It will do it dynamically. You can't find the address statically. That's the problem. So for this exploit to work, as I said, the ASLR needs to be bypassed. I think that's the part that's making them confident enough to say this exploit is not that strong. But as as I can see, or as any other, you know, person with security experience can see, this exploit might actually it might be a real thing. Yeah, I think it is a real thing.
In terms of complexity, is this a very easy thing for attackers to do, or is it challenging? Where is it on that scale?
No, I would say this is challenging. This is actually challenging. Yeah, it's very challenging. As I said, the bypasses you can do, and even if the exploit works and you get access, you're not going to get access to the phone. You're going to get access to the mail app. So vulnerability only allows RCE, and it basically enables an attacker to like remotely infect the device by sending emails. So once the email is sent, all you can do is pretty much delete emails, read emails, and modify emails. That's the only thing you can do. So unless you can chain it with a kernel exploit, I wouldn't see like any possible way for an attacker to fully, compromise a device. Yeah.
Uh, what do you say to the skeptics, the people who might watch this and say, I'm just not concerned about these types of exploits, or who may see you and say, hey, look, I don't know who this guy is. He has a mask on. He says he's an expert, but I have no idea. What do you say to those who doubt you and potentially doubt exploits like this, or the severity of exploits like this?
Yeah, I mean, like the problem is like people usually don't care about privacy and stuff as much, and they usually don't give a that much sense to us. But when they are hacked, like they usually care about their social media. So if this hack was on their social media, oh, they would go freak out. I'm telling you, like they would freak out like something like destroyed their basic something from their livelihood. So I mean, like you should actually care about this kind of things, like update your phone usually and stuff. That stuff helps, and you should actually care about this. Yeah.
Or you have been a black hat hacker.
Yes.
It is your job to hack things that aren't supposed to be hacked. So, what keeps you up at night?
Usually like mistakes. Yeah. I mean, like we don't often make mistakes. We try to clear our, logs and stuff as good as possible. But you never know. Like even hackers are getting hacked. So I don't know. Like with the exploits, I mean, like I freaked out back then when Eternal Blue came out. I was like, bro. I mean, like if NEC had exploits like this, I don't know. But yeah, we try not to piss, Uncle Sam and stuff. So yeah.